Comes Mackenzie to the crowd, and as they did in Paris.
Folks, welcome to another episode. For this one, I'm doing the All Blacks versus Ireland. This game was played in Dublin. It was a home game for the Irish rugby team. So this game promised to be a big spectacle because in the build-up there was a lot of banter from the fans, also from the media from both countries. There was a lot of banter. There was a lot of history that was brought back. Things that happened in the World Cup, things that happened at the last time these teams met. So it promised to be a really good, competitive and tense encounter between these two sides. Yeah, I think in the first 10 minutes, nothing much happened apart from the teams feeling each other. In that process, they gave away a penalty apiece. So the score was 3-3 after the first 10 minutes in this game. As the game continued, the All Blacks started to pick up some momentum in the attack. There was this time when they had a very good spell on the Irish defense. They really attacked the Irish, and you could see that their plan was not really to go wide. They were carrying nicely inside in the mid areas of that Irish defense, using the quick feet of decisive and the young guy called Wallace Sititi, who was really playing well in this game. In response, the Irish defense was also doing well. They contained this spell. They were defending nicely. The umbrella was very good. They were bringing everything from the outside, trying to bring the New Zealand defense to be in the mid areas where the Irish defense, the Irish big forwards would hit them, and then they would try to force turnovers. But during this process, you could see that Ireland were not sharp in their racks. Their players looked a bit flat, a bit slow, a bit flustered, a bit soft also at times. They were very slow in cleaning. They were slow in the racks to clean. They were slow after in the post tackle to roll away. So which resulted in many Irish dead bodies on the rack, slowing down the New Zealand quick ball, which resulted in multiple penalties being given by the referee against New Zealand. And Taman Mackenzie was on song on the night. He was kicking well. He was slotting these nice penalties for the All Blacks. Yes, folks, you can see how direct the All Blacks were on the night, using their big forwards. But also you can see the Irish were struggling a lot with the dead bodies, as I said. Using Satiti there. In this clip, they are also carrying nicely, but the hits are not as effective from Ireland. And again, there are many dead bodies in the post tackle. You see, this guy is trapped there now also, dead body. So these problems continued throughout the game for Ireland. So that was the strategy for the All Blacks in the first half. It was really just to force Ireland to give away penalties. And Ireland also had the problem in getting the ball position. They didn't really have a lot of position in the first quarters of the first half. As the game continued in the first half, you could see that the All Blacks grew in confidence more and more. They were confident in how they were playing this game. There were multiple chances they got inside the Irish red zone, but desperation from the Irish defense, the scrambling defense from the Irish defense was enough to really calm or to contain these All Black attacks. Players like the number 9 of Ireland, Gibson Park, he made an important tackle on Mackenzie, which would have allowed the All Blacks to go score to Mark Talia. But yeah, number 9 was there, was instrumental for the Irish rugby team to make those tackles, to clean up, and to be the one who's sweeping behind their defense. Close to the halftime, the All Blacks gave away a yellow card. They said it was a high tackle through Jody Barrett, and he had to go to the bench, and they finished this first half with a man down. So in the second half, the score was 6-9. The All Blacks were leading by 3 points at 6-9. I think the All Blacks did well in the first half. I think they controlled the game nicely. They showed maturity, they showed cohesion, they showed composure. Yeah, they were in this game nicely, and a guy like Will Jordan was really important in how the All Blacks played in that first half. So the second half started well for Ireland because they were 15 men. They were men up because the All Blacks had a yellow card of Jody Barrett. So the crowd got behind their team and they really motivated them to play nicely. They found themselves inside the All Black red zone with a line out. This line out was thrown in and then it ended up being a 5-meter scrum, attacking scrum for the Ireland Rapid team. And from this scrum, they went on to score a try through George van der Fleer. So this is the scrum, folks. 5 meters out, attacking scrum for Ireland. They take out the ball and make a few carries. And yeah, it's a nice play. They're inside the red zone of New Zealand, and they end up scoring this try to George van der Fleer. Beautiful try from Ireland. The All Blacks made some changes in their squad. They changed, I think the guy who came on was Cam Roygatt for Cortez Ratima. Because Ratima by that time was very slow. He was starting to get slow. He was under pressure in the racks. He was getting charged down, or just he was not himself as he was in the first half. So when Cam Roygatt came in, he showed some enthusiasm. He showed some. He was much more sharper than Ratima. He was much more accurate. His ball service was good and slick to the backline players. So this allowed New Zealand to have a front foot in the game. When the front row of New Zealand came in, things changed a bit. They started to win some scrum penalties for themselves. The Irish front row underperformed in the second half. I think by this time, there were many penalties that were given to New Zealand through the scrum set piece, which allowed Mackenzie now to kick all those points for the Poles. I think there were about 2 quick penalties that were given by Ireland to New Zealand, and Mackenzie kicked those. They were far out, but he managed to kick those nice penalty kicks to give New Zealand an advantage going forward in the game. As you can see here, look at the time and the scoreboard. It's 13-12. The scores are very balanced. So the All Blacks won a scrum penalty here. And the momentum, I think, swung in this scrum and favored the All Blacks. And they went for the 3 points, which Mackenzie scored. And the All Blacks were leading on the scoreboard. More Irish subs were made. Also in the backline, they changed a few players. But what I noticed is that when the guys who came in from Ireland dropped the intensity, their heads were not as high. The heads were a bit low. The confidence was not good. The body language was not good. Guys like Ian Henderson and Kieran Frawley, there were many mistakes they made when they came in. And the All Blacks just showed composure. They showed like a first class team. They took advantage of these opportunities, and they really had momentum on their sides, which allowed them to go score this try through Will Jordan on the left-hand side. Beautiful try by the All Blacks. They moved the Ireland to the one side, then they moved the ball quickly to the other side, and the Irish defense failed to recover to close the other gap, which allowed Will Jordan to go score this try. Yeah, so they worked the right-hand side, and then they moved the ball quickly to the back line and found space on the left-hand side, and Will Jordan was free to go score this try for the All Blacks. Yeah. More mistakes were made by Ireland, and this just gave momentum to the All Blacks really in the scrums or in kicking for territory. So this was hard for them. This was hard for Ireland. As I said earlier, they looked flat, they looked slow, they were very slow. They were not battle-hardened as the All Blacks were. The All Blacks, remember, played Japan and played England before this game. The Ireland, they didn't play anyone. It's not an excuse for them, but I'm just making observations on why things were going the way they were going. So yeah, towards the end, there were some fight backs from Ireland, but the set piece was falling apart in the lineouts. They were not winning balls in the lineouts, so giving possession back to New Zealand, and New Zealand were using it nicely. They showed their mature side. They closed off the game. Full time, 13 Ireland, 23 to the All Blacks. What a game from the All Blacks. I think the players who stand out is, I think, Will Jordan. He was brilliant at fullback. Number 10, Damin McKenzie. Yeah, he was brilliant also. He played really well for the All Blacks. And yeah, they were really good. Wallace Titi in the back row was incredible. I like his footwork. I like how he carries, In close contact, it seems like it's gonna be slow, but he carries nicely. The other players who played well, I think Josh van der Fleer for Ireland also was very good with his work in the back row, but it was not enough because Ireland were not accurate on the night. Thanks so much, guys. Enjoy your evening. Thanks.